On today's episode, I review what we know so far about the cast of next year's Star Trek Discovery.
They are requesting a call sign.
It's, Rogue. Rogue One.
And I give my review of the latest chapter in the Star Wars saga. Finally, I explain one of every movie villain's biggest faux pas. All this and much more on this episode of EMoney's Reviews. Movie lovers, or Happy Hanukkah. However you celebrate the holidays, I don't judge. But however you do it, I appreciate you taking a little time out of your holiday schedule to be with me, your friendly internet E-Money. It has been a fun week in the world of sci-fi to be sure, or if you're just a fan of awesome in general, of course I'll have my review of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, a little later in the show. But first, let's go to the opposite end of the nerd spectrum and talk a little Star Trek. Last week, we learned that Walking Dead star Sonequa Martin Green has been cast as the lead in next year's Star Trek Discovery. Now, while we don't know what her character's name is just yet, we do know that she will not be the captain of the ship, but rather she will be a lieutenant commander serving on board the Discovery. Now, this is historic in several ways, because not only is Green the first African-American woman to play the lead on a Star Trek show, but this will also be the first time that a captain is not billed as the lead character. Now, while we don't know who the captain of the ship will be just yet, we do know that Doug Jones will be playing an alien science officer on the Discovery, a role I'm sure he'll be comfortable with, and Anthony Rapp will be playing the Star Trek television franchise's first openly gay character. So, with that being said, I guess that means that Sasha isn't long for this world on The Walking Dead. Could she be Negan and Lucille's next victim? Well, while it doesn't look good for her, I guess we'll have to wait until February of next year to find out. Now on to some superhero news. Just this week, Entertainment Weekly released this new photo from next year's Justice League film. In this photo, we see Flash, Batman, and Wonder Woman standing ready to face someone or something from up above. Also this week, the Flash himself, Ezra Miller, had this to say about his character and a few of his teammates. Flash is Ringo Starr. He annoys everybody, but he doesn't have any specific beef with anyone. Uncle Fish Curry, that's Aquaman, is very grumpy. Dad, that's Batman, gets grumpy too. He's had a long life of fighting crime. Wonder Woman is very considerate, so even though she's annoyed with the Flash, she's still very compassionate. And reportedly, Zack Snyder has said that we can expect a new trailer to the film by the end of this month. Justice League is set to hit theaters on November 17th of next year. Also in DC news, apparently there has been an almost entirely negative reaction to the rumor that Megan Fox could be cast as Poison Ivy in the Suicide Squad spin-off film Gotham City Sirens. Okay, first of all the rumors said was that Megan Fox was researching comic books in the hopes of maybe getting a chance to play the classic Batman villain. So hey, Megan's researching a role. I say good for her. Secondly, why do y'all gotta be hating on Megan Fox like that, huh? I mean, if you don't like the Michael Bay movies, that's fine. But don't blame the actors for that. I mean, they're just doing a job. Hate Michael Bay if you want. But all the same, here is one artist's concept art of what Megan Fox could look like in the role. And with the proper research by Fox and an excellent CGI artist, I think she could do really well with the part. But for now, this is all just rumors, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now finally, Daredevil star Vincent D'Onofrio has said that there is no chance of his Kingpin character showing up in Spider-Man Homecoming or any future MCU film for that matter. D'Onofrio responded when asked on Twitter about appearing in a Spider-Man film, "That I doubt. Seems to be so many characters in the film you need to service. The films are already jam-packed." You see, this is what frustrates me about the MCU. I mean, obviously the movies and the Netflix shows take place in the same universe, so why can't we just have one measly little crossover? I mean, Matt Murdock is chasing down a lead on a cultist, and it leads him to Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. Or Frank Castle is about to take out his next target, and the Spider-Man gets in his way. Or hell, I would settle for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.'s Ghost Rider crossing paths with Iron Fist. I mean, what is the red tape that is stopping them from doing these things? I mean, it's your world, baby. Okay, that's my vent for this week. But anyways, D'Onofrio says that he does know when the Kingpin will return, though he can't say yet. We can only speculate that it will be in the first season of The Punisher, as the two obviously have unfinished business. Okay, that does it for entertainment news. Now on to this week's movie review, and it's a big one, folks. The latest chapter of the Star Wars saga, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. This new film takes place between episodes 3 and 4, and essentially tells the story of episode 4's opening crawl and how it all happened. Okay, spoiler alert before we go any further. If you haven't seen it by now, you need to get your ass to the theater. Okay, you've had your warning. There are just so many things I love about this film. One is that it hits you with just enough nostalgia from the original films. They don't beat you over the head with it like they did in The Force Awakens. They give you just enough of it. And bringing back the ruthless Governor Tarkin for this film, very bold, and I had to say it worked just about perfectly. Also, Mon Mothma, the leader of the Rebel Alliance, coming back, also done very well. And K2SO may very well be my new favorite droid in the Star Wars universe, knocking BB-8 off the top spot. 3PO can suck an egg. Also, seeing the AT-ATs back in action, something we haven't seen since Empire, was pretty exciting. Also, this film devalues any jokes made over the years about the Death Star's one weakness being an unintentional flaw. Now, my one sour point in the film would perhaps be the demise of Forrest Whitaker's character. I mean, Saul Guerrero has a chance to escape along with the rest of the group, and he just decides to stay and die. He's not making a last stand, he's not buying the group extra time, he just decides he's ready to die. I mean, it just seemed like an unsatisfying end to an interesting character. But that final scene with Darth Vader, woo! I mean, that was almost too much. And, it was kind of funny the way they did that scene, because, Vader goes into that hallway, and he wades through all those rebels, and then the stormtroopers coming after him. And then, in the opening scene of episode 4, they're about to board the ship, and the stormtroopers go in, kill all the rebels, and then Vader comes in after them. So it's like, do Vader and the stormtroopers take turns? They're about to board the ship, and Vader's like, okay, boys, I got the last one, your turn. But the very, very small issues with this film are not enough to take away from its final score. Honestly, this might be the best Star Wars film since The Empire Strikes Back, and that is why I'm going to give it 4 popcorns out of 4! Woo! My first perfect score on the show. Congratulations, Gareth Edwards. I know what an honor this is for you. Okay, that was fun. Now on to this week's Movie-ism. And this is basically a warning for all you aspiring villains out there. This is called making kindling. Now, if you're going to take a hero prisoner, which I don't recommend anyways, but if you're going to insist on doing it, don't tie them to a wooden chair.
Look, you can't pull me out of this right now.
Natasha. Barton's been compromised.
Let me put you on hold.
Sadly, this is a very common villain mistake. I mean, you tie a hero to a wooden chair, you're basically asking them to escape. Also, don't tie them down with flimsy duct tape or rope. I mean, that's just amateur hour.
Wait. I got something to tell you. By the time this is over, every one of you is going to be face down on the floor. And I'm going to moonwalk out of here. You're not listening to me. See, first, you're going to help me out of my chair. And then I'm going to leapfrog over you before I break his nose. And since my trusty lighter isn't working, I'm going to do all of this with my hands tied behind my back. Let's get it!
strong palm.
Now hold still. This one might hurt.
I said stop.
You get in my way again. You touch me again, and I will end you.
Ephraim. Bastard, you're a
patriot who serves his country as those three men did with their deaths, as you will with yours.
Well, at least the Empire knew how to restrain their prisoners. Well, that just about does it for this episode. This is the show you want to subscribe to. And until we meet again, may the Force be with you.